Poet Jen Harris here, waiting for the noise to stop outside my beloved apartment in Kansas City, but it's never gonna stop because we live on the main road in which all things with big engines drive. Big engines, sirens, diesel muffler, fucking, I don't know. So here's the deal. I am so tired of not living the life I dream of living, and I keep sitting here trying to figure out what's gonna make me happy. Day after day after day, I sit here and I do my freelance work and I do my performing and I write and I write and I write, and then I go do some more performing, or I work a temporary short-term gig for somebody, and I go on walks and I read books and I listen to that incessant noise, and I just think this isn't quite the life I dreamed for myself. I mean, in so many ways, it's a life I could have never dreamed for myself, right? Like I have the freedom and the privilege and the opportunity to make art almost primarily for my income, but I'm trapped. And I think a lot of people resonate with that feeling trapped. And I don't care about my stuff. I mean, I like my stuff, but it's just stuff. I like my kitten, but he has a second parent just in case I want to go on the road, because I'll always come back to Mister. I have this idea of home that I haven't really been able to find. And while I found incredible success and community and love and welcome open arms in Kansas City, I don't think that this is the last stop for me in life. I've tried to make love my last stop, and my heart just keeps getting massacred. I have defined myself by every person I've ever been with, and that doesn't work anymore. I'm about to be 34 years old, and realizing for the first time that I have no concept of who I am. So, what do you do when you're a rapidly aging butch lesbian who is single by choice and has tried every form of life they can fathom and can't find a purpose in this world outside of writing, performing, and traveling? What do you do when you know that your home is every place and not just one place? Well, I crafted an idea, and I pulled some tarot cards because that's what you do when you don't know where to turn for answers, I suppose. I don't really believe in the big sky god that everybody else believes in, but I don't not believe in that god, but still waiting for answers and looking for them anywhere I can find them, you know? So I decided to get on a debt reduction program because I got into debt when I had money, and then I stupidly, stay out of debt, please. But then I got behind when I didn't have money, and now I have to figure out what to do with my life. So last night I was sitting around reading my tarot cards, asking myself what the hell I'm gonna do with the rest of my life, and I calculated 30 months from now, and that date happens to be October 21st, 2020. 10/21/2021. And it just felt right, you know? The way numbers fall together and they just feel good, like something clear, something's making its presence known, something's it's like a birthday you can't wait for, or the birth of a child, or I don't know, the day you find out whether or not you got into law school, or whatever the big moment is in your life. You know what I mean. And I wrote, sometimes I think about being the most free I could be. In exactly 30 months, October 21st, 2021, if all I did was travel, no rent, no utilities, your basic bills, a temporary home for Mister, where would I go? What would I do? Who would I become? Would I find a sense of home in myself? I don't know, but I'm willing to risk it. So what I've figured out is that I generally need about $2,000 a month to live on, which isn't a lot, but it's a lot when you're waking up every day going, where am I gonna make money today? I need to save $1,000 a month. So I need to save, well, actually more than $1,000 a month, because I need about $36,000 in 30 months. A large portion of that would go to buying a newer Subaru, because the Outbacks have the most room in the back, and if I'm going to travel for a year, I'll definitely need to get some camping gear and learn how to tolerate being outdoors. But I will also need a reliable vehicle where I don't have to stress about it generally breaking down when I'm traveling across the country. Right now, my very lovely but very old Honda wouldn't make it from coast to coast, or all the way around and across the middle, and however the hell I end up mapping it out. So I'm putting some ideas in place. If I just quit smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee for 30 months, do you want to know the outrageous amount of money I could save? $7,000. $7,000. It's like, it's just, it's so much fucking money. $7,000. I could save $7,000 and also stop killing myself between coffee and cigarettes. God, I love Ice Mochas so much. I could also wean my cat off wet food because he's a sweet angel, but it turns out that that is $1,440 over 30 months. And I could also sell every bit of merchandise I'm in possession of right now and probably make $3,500. So that is $11,900, leaving me with a grand total to raise, earn, whatever, of $25,100. I need $25,100 to buy a newer car and go on the road, touring, performing, traveling, documenting, meeting new people, collaborating, doing residencies, waking up near the ocean, in the desert, in the mountains, visiting every major landmark, every national park I want to touch. It could just be so extraordinary, you know? And I really want to do it. So, I think that I'm going to start documenting the process of making this happen, of quitting this shit, seeing how he tolerates dry food. God help us all. That'll be way worse than me not having an addiction to support my general unhealth. But I think that I could actually work in every capacity, raise the money, save the money, use it for its intended purpose, build a following through my Patreon where you all get all of the work that I'm working on for whatever budget you want, between $1 and $20 a month. And then I could go on the road and make a whole huge project. But I'm gonna need your help. There's no way I can do this without your help. There's just not. I can't work enough hours in a day, like, at all. And I know that, 36 to 40 grand doesn't seem like a lot for a lot of people, and maybe it seems like a tremendous amount to you. It seems like a tremendous amount to me. But I could change my whole life. I could prove something to myself. I could be the person I want to be and live the life I imagined. And I just really, really want to do that before my time runs out, or before the world collapses, or before I can't. So, this is my pledge. I'm gonna quit smoking, and I'm gonna quit coffee, and I'm gonna try to wean that cat off wet cat food, and I'm gonna be out in every capacity selling all of my merch, performing. I will take odd jobs, I will take one-day jobs, I will take a part-time job, I will take a full-time job, I will take any job that, within reason, suits my bigger mission. But I need you guys to subscribe on Patreon and support my efforts, because when I'm finally on the road, what I will need is a regular monthly income, which will come through your viewership, sponsorship, and support online. If you don't get it already, I really think that I need your help, because I don't think I can do this by myself. And before you go into calling me selfish and crazy and telling me that this is such a privileged position and live your life. Do what you want to do. If you think this is bullshit, don't help me. That's okay with me. Everybody's allowed to feel the way they feel about the life they lead and what they expect of other people, but I am an artist. There is literally no other way for me to live. I've tried every life. I have done everything. I mean, short of things that require a pretty extensive degree, I've worked every shitty job, and I've tried. I make art for a living. That's what I do. That's who I am. I am an artist. And I'm just putting it out there that it would be of tremendous help to me if you would support my endeavor. And then I will take you on the journey with me. It just takes a cell phone and a little tripod and some gas money and a dream. And I will be brave, and I will see what I'm made of, and we will do it together. I'm also very excited about the idea of meeting people in every city that I come across, every state that I go through, and involving them in my journey somehow. I don't know how I would do that yet, but I'm more than willing to accept feedback, comments, suggestions, whatever. As long as they're positive. Don't be a jerk. So, I've got 4 cigarettes left. I've got a CBD pen, a vape pen to hold me over. I've got a low tolerance for the awful sounds that are coming outside my apartment. I need peace and quiet and beauty, and I need to find my greater purpose. I have a greater purpose, and maybe that greater purpose is just documenting the world as it is through the eyes of an artist. I want to go out and I want to talk to people. I want to think my thoughts. I want to write them down. I want to share them with you. I want to see what I'm made of. So I'm going to commit to documenting this adventure for the next 30 months. And October 21st, 2021, I'm going to have sold everything I own. I'm going to have a plan in place, a route, a trip. I'm going to have shows scheduled and booked. And I'm going to take you on that journey with me. So I hope that you will consider participating. This is probably one of the only long posts I'm going to share without it being on Patreon, because I really believe that artists deserve to be paid for their work. And while this isn't technically work, it is my endeavor to reach you and ask you what your dreams are. And if you understand your dreams like I understand my dreams, then let's do something together. Yeah. So go sign up for Patreon. I could really use your help. And I'll keep you updated. Thanks, guys.